Before we begin, I'm going to issue a spoiler warning. You have had at least 2 weekends to watch the first episode of this series. If you are not a fan of Star Trek but enjoy wacky animated comedy, this may be right up your alley. I am Anthony from Hashes, and today I'm going to share with you my thoughts on Star Trek Lower Decks. But first, let me provide some credentials. Some of you may not know that I used to be a Rear Admiral in the official Gene Roddenberry fan club, the Federation. Now, the Federation was created by Gene Roddenberry and my father approximately 40 years ago. I have been exposed to Star Trek my entire life, thus I may be among the best people in the world to review this series. Now, let's get to the review. Let me introduce the primary cast. First, there is the human ensign, Mariner of the Command Division, a recently demoted lieutenant that has all but given up on herself. Her mother is the captain of the starship Ceritos, the primary location of this series, and her father is a Starfleet admiral. Next, we have human ensign Boimler, a straight-laced, by-the-book Command Division bore who is interested in nothing more than a promotion. Third, we have Orion ensign Tendi of the Science Division, new to serving on a starship and assigned to the medical bay. She is both excited and nervous to serve. Finally, we have half-human, half-cyborg Operations Division ensign Rutherford. He is super into machines, even at the detriment of his social life. Now, saying that he's not a Borg, and he's not a former Borg, but they do point out that his Borg implants are malfunctioning, which makes me, and yes, this is a tangent, makes me go, well, in Discovery, one of the lieutenants there had cyborg implants, and they seem perfectly fine, so I'm not quite sure if there's going to be a running gag or not, but I digress. Let's continue. The episode opens introducing the primary cast, but then the opening credits are both an homage and a parody of previous Starship openings. You hear the orchestral score, but as the ship transitions from scene to scene, it takes damage in one way or another. Think the openings of Next Generation or Voyager, then they hit an iceberg. The show fits in the timeline between Star Trek Nemesis and Picard. The assignment of the Ceritos is making second contact. After another ship makes first contact, the Ceritos returns to handle paperwork and to establish a Federation outpost. As an away team are about to depart for the planet, the captain orders Boimler to keep an eye on her daughter. Once on the planet, Mariner leads Boimler to hijinks with a large spider that is apparently milked for the planet's residents. On the ship, a virus outbreak is creating zombies of the crew, and Tendi is assigned to hold a heart in her hands and squeeze it as all hell breaks loose. In the bar, Rutherford meets a Trill ensign, and as the outbreak occurs, they make date plans. As Rutherford and his girlfriend travels the ship, ignoring everything happening around them, they find safety in a turbolift. Just as Rutherford's girlfriend lunges at him for an adrenaline-induced makeout session, Rutherford notices an error with the turbolift, effectively ending his relationship. After finally completing their assignment on the planet's surface, Mariner and Boimler return to the ship in midst of the chaos. The chief medical officer realizes that the spider ooze on Boimler is the cure to the outbreak. As the episode ends, the ensigns gather at the bar where Boimler begins to name-drop previous Starfleet officers leading into the closing credits. We're talking like Troy and stuff, so you have to listen for it. The show has heart, and while it does mock Star Trek, it also oozes it. The ship details, races, clothing, music, and sound are all 100% Trek. There is just one point of debate. The show looks like Final Space. If you do not know what Final Space is, it is another animated science fiction series that is about to begin its third season on TBS. Showrunners for both Lower Decks and Final Space have indicated that the animation style is purely coincidental, but you be the judge. As I had said previously, this show is both a parody and homage to Star Trek, and I'm okay with that. I feel like hardcore Trekkies may take offense, while Trekkers will understand its humor. As I am a Trekker, I like where it's going. I will eventually shake the feeling of it being Final Space in a Starfleet uniform, but it really does not impact my overall thoughts on the content of this first outing. I am hopeful for the new direction and actually hope that this series sticks in my mind for Star Trek like Spaceballs does for Star Wars. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe.